Alright. Till they get a little more professional and start up, you know, keeping a timer or something at least.
Wonders made by man.
I do these things at spur of the moment, when I can and how I can.
I hope to see them all someday.
Well, you won't see Roderick. Or your dad. Probably not your brother that's in Essos either. It's going to be a rough go.
King's Landing. I wonder if it's sunny at Ironrath today.
At least you're not Sansa. Oh, I'm so glad you're not Sansa.
It troubles me to even ask this of you, but you must appeal to Lady Margaery to intervene on our behalf. She is our best hope, and can be a powerful ally, especially now when your family so desperately needs her help.
Ow. What the fuck was that about? Anyway. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Oh boy. Well, I'm coming.
One moment.
Coming.
Oh, sorry, milady. I didn't mean to disturb you.
Okay,
I
dirty
can come
little
back
boy.
later if you'd like.
No, it's fine. Come in.
What's up? I'm done in here anyway. I've looked at everything.
Begging your pardon, milady, but you alright?
Nah.
If you don't mind my asking, you seem rather upset.
I'm just worried about my family.
Ah, letter from home, is it?
It's kind of you to ask.
Of course, milady. You've always been kind to me.
Please hurry if you can. Lady Margaery will be here any minute.
Of course, milady.
Dude, why are you putting in there one by one?
You work for Lady Margaery? I may be wrong, but it seems like you do.
I'm her handmaiden.
That's what I thought. I've seen you with her before.
Oh, wow,
Seem
excuse
like
me.
good
That's
friends.
rude.
I saw Lady Margaery just this morning,
Okay.
outside the Royal Sept, talking to Queen Cersei.
They don't like each other much.
They appeared to be having some sort of disagreement. I couldn't hear much, but
What did they say?
I couldn't make out much, but I know they were talking about the Starks and House Forrester.
House Forrester.
But
You're
I'm
not in any
from
kind of
House
trouble.
Forrester.
But I thought you ought to know.
Thanks.
Most people don't tend to notice a call boy. Not in King's Landing with so many lords and ladies about. You see and hear all sorts of things when people don't even know you're there.
That's the truth.
Good night, milady.
Ooh. Thanks, boy. All right. Hey, it's Natalie Dormer.
Lady Margaery, you're early.
I was hoping there would be time for us to talk. Come, there's something we must discuss.
Can we discuss how you are Irene Adler in the new
From
Sherlock
the day you
show,
arrived in
as
Highgarden,
well as
I
Colin
thought of
Moriarty?
you more as a friend than as my handmaiden. A dear friend, in fact.
Thank you, my lady.
And you know how I feel about what's happened to your family. I feel your pain as if it were my own. What
Helping
you've
it out.
suffered is beyond imagining. And your poor family as well.
I need your help, my lady.
Of course. And I will help you in any way I can. But there's another matter we must attend to first.
Please don't let it be some dude trying
You
to
must
bang her
understand
out.
there are limits to what I can say, especially here in King's Landing, now that I am to be queen. To have a handmaiden from the north whose family fought for Robb Stark. It raises questions at a time I can least afford. Cersei herself cornered me this morning outside the Royal Sept. She mentioned the northern girl in my service, and she painted you a traitor. She was very pleased with herself. Her face was full of mirth as she said it.
How did you respond?
I told her you are one of my most trusted handmaidens, that you can hardly be blamed for the actions of your father and brother. Nonetheless, she demands an audience. She wants an apology of some sort. For what, I don't know, but
Just
she's
'cause
waiting
she's a
for us now.
craven
And I
bitch.
promised I would bring you to her. I wouldn't ask this of you if it were not important. I cannot afford any conflict with Cersei with the wedding so near.
I'll do as you ask, my lady.
I knew I could trust you. Humor her. Tell her what she wants to hear.
Yeah, I watched the show. I know how to
See if the
somewhat
Queen Regent is
appease
ready
this
to receive
psychopath.
us.
The only thing you can really do is tell her exactly what she wants to hear. And hope that she doesn't lose her shit on you. Because she's going to try to sell you to some dudes to
You'll be fine.
be
I know
bang.
you will.
She's a
You may
psychopath.
feel one thing, but you must say another.
Yeah, I know. It's a completely different situation with the Queen than it was with that Lord fella.
Good luck.
Ah, thank you. I'm going to fucking need it. Alright. Here I go. Oh, wait. No, I can't. That was just me saying, here I go. I was not singing a song. I was not going to say, here I go again on my own. Going down the only road that I've ever known. As a drifter, I was born to be alone. Which I can say, but I can't sing.
You
Thanks,
can do
YouTube.
this.
Alright. Oh, shit! It's Tyrion! Look at him! Alright, that's the good thing. With Tyrion here, I'll be a little less beaten up.
Lady Marjorie. Aren't you looking lovely this evening?
Lord Tyrion. Your Grace? With
Yeah.
your permission, allow me to introduce Lady Mira of House Forrester.
Your Grace.
The girl knows her courtesies. Impressive. You may rise.
House Forrester is a northern house loyal to the king.
Are they?
I beg your pardon, Your Grace.
I wasn't talking to you. I want to hear from the girl. Is your family loyal to the king?
Perhaps you should ask the new Lord Forrester.
He's not here, is he? She is.
Joffrey is the one true king, Your Grace.
And yet, for centuries the Forresters have been loyal bannermen to House Stark. A house of traitors.
They were the Wardens of the North. We all served at the pleasure of the king.
Clever girl.
Perhaps too clever for her own good.
The girl did name Joffrey as the one true king.
Is your house willing to swear fealty to your new liege lord, Roose Bolton?
Yes, Your Grace. Absolutely.
I see. Despite the fact Roose Bolton allied with Walder Frey. If it was me, I'd find it difficult to so quickly forgive the men who killed my father. Old allegiances are not easily abandoned. But now that the war is over, we must look to rebuild and forge new alliances. There are ships and shields to be built, and Joffrey will need a steady supply of ironwood for his armies. I'm told there are others who would happily serve that purpose, but I trust we can rely on House Forrester.
Forster Ironwood does seem rather unique.
Yes, Your Grace.
It would be a shame to see it fall into the hands of another house. I imagine you'd do almost anything to prevent that from happening, wouldn't you? Ask any Lannister, and they'd do whatever was necessary to save Casterly Rock. It would be unfortunate to see another house lay claim to what's yours.
Yes, Your Grace. I would do anything.
Ugh.
I see.
Yeah.
What would you have the girl do, Cersei? It's not as if she fought beside the Starks, wielding a battle axe for the Northern Army.
It raises an interesting question, I suppose. Can we truly blame those who end up on the wrong side of the war? Our dear Marjorie here was betrothed to Renly Baratheon on the false assumption that he would one day rule the Seven Kingdoms. Can we fault her for her mistake? Should she be held accountable?
You don't know what to say. uh, her heart. I won't judge her.
I won't judge her, Your Grace. I wasn't there. I didn't face her decisions.
Aren't you a delightful girl? If only one could flit through life without ever holding
thought that
an
was the other
opinion
one.
of their own.
If there's a point to this, I hope you find it quickly.
Loyalty can be such a hard thing to define. This city alone is filled with all sorts of ambitious opportunists looking to reinvent themselves, pretending to be something they're not. Who knows what lurks within their hearts? You are a girl from the north, here in service to Lady Marjorie. One can only assume her interests are yours. Yet loyalty to a king, that must be absolute, beyond question. And if your loyalties were to become conflicted between your king and the very person whom you serve, what would you do then?
I'm sure she
Let the
would...
girl answer the question.
I would be true to the king, Your Grace.
Well said. I was beginning to worry you didn't have your priorities straight.
She is a threat to the crown, isn't she? The most dangerous handmaiden in all of King's Landing.
My sense is this girl will say almost anything to get what she wants. Which is not very encouraging. I'd like a word with you, if I may.
Couldn't say what I wanted to
Of
say.
course, Your Grace.
Yeah, dude, I'm not gonna watch any of this.
I'll walk you out. This may come as a surprise, but I met your father once, at the tourney at Lannisport. Even then he didn't trust Roose Bolton. We only spoke briefly, but your father struck me as an honorable man. You have my condolences for his loss.
These are trying times, my lord. My family fears what might happen now that the Boltons rule the north.
They must still answer to the crown. You shouldn't forget that, nor should they. That certainly took courage. To so publicly declare your loyalty to Joffrey for all to hear. Poor Lady Marjorie was humiliated, although Cersei seemed quite pleased. It was quite the first impression. I, of course, found it all highly entertaining.
I did it for Lady Marjorie.
Rather odd, if that's what she asked of you. But I'm sure she has your best interests at heart. My sister and I have our differences. She takes great pleasure in her little charades. I take mine in thwarting them. We must find our amusements where we can. She threatened to give your ironwood to another house. It is the Master of Coin who decides such matters. The crown needs boats. Boats need wood, and I speak for the crown in this regard, not her.
What are you suggesting?
I suppose the crown could be persuaded to secure ironwood from House Forrester. Lady Marjorie might not look favorably on such an alliance, and it would infuriate Cersei. Although what would be amusing for me might prove rather dangerous for you and your house. Are you willing to risk that? It may be far too dangerous. In fact, forget I even suggested such a thing.
It's a risk I'm willing to take, Lord Tyrion. Please.
You are a brave girl, aren't you? I'll consider it.
Couldn't say anything to get the girl
Now,
killed.
if you'll
I would
excuse
have
me,
felt
I
like
promised
shit.
Sansa I would join her for dinner tonight. 3 beautiful bottles of Dornish wine await my arrival.
I hope we meet again.
Nothing would make Cersei happier. Until then, be careful. This is
The most
not the
awesome
North.
person in the entire universe.
King's Landing can be a nest of
Of the
vipers to
shell.
the uninitiated.
Like, the other ones are dead. Ned's dead. Khal Drogo's dead.
Mira, I was worried. How was it?
Cersei has a way